Chelsea fans, a professional performance to get a foot in to the final and pretty much have this leg done, essentially. If we don't do what we did against Legia Warsaw in the second leg and just don't take the game seriously. Djurgarden 1, Chelsea 4. Now, this was a tale of two halves for me. I think overall it was a very professional performance. We did exactly what we should have done. We started the game with very high intensity, with purpose. We went and scored 2 very early goals, settled the nerves. We were very proactive in getting the ball forward, moved the ball a lot quicker on a pitch that we're not used to playing on. Obviously, it was like that Astro or plasticky pitch, which, you know, people have their own thoughts and opinions on anyway. It is what it is. We still get the win. Very professional performance. That second half was absolutely awful, and we'll speak about that later in the video. The first half for me, we played some fantastic football. I think Sancho's finish was good. I think the defending behind the finish was poor, but the play, the build-up play, the line-breaking pass from Tosin, that ball across from Enzo, the control and the finish from Sancho, perfect. Absolutely perfect. This is exactly what we needed to do. We set out to win this game straight away, assert our dominance and control the game. And that first half, like I said, fantastic in terms of the patterns of play we had. We weren't playing the sideways, backwards passing, nowhere near as much as we have in previous games. But when we did it today, it seemed very purposeful. We were looking to penetrate on the attack time and time again. And yes, we could have had a few more goals, but it's Chelsea. We know we need a clinical finisher, but we were a lot more clinical in that first half than we have been for a long time. So it was very nice to go 2-0 up and basically be on cruise control. Now we start the second half with a lot of changes. Caicedo comes on, Palmer, Jackson and Chalobah. And I understand why Enzo Maresca wanted to do that, right? It's a confidence booster for a game for like Jackson and Palmer, try and boost their confidence. You know, Jackson with 2 very, very good goals in their own unique way, which we'll talk about in a second. And, you know, trying to boost Palmer's confidence. Chalobah, it's just good to get some minutes in. Same with Caicedo. And that sort of, that string of players, just keeping their legs running, keeping them ticking over for Sunday against Liverpool, which is the big game. And I feel very confident after seeing a game like tonight. The man management on the surface level looked fantastic. However, I feel like it did come back to bite us when we went 4-0 up. We took our foot right off the gas and we conceded chance after chance after chance. And Djurgarden did well to create their own chances throughout their game, whether it was the first half or second half. We controlled a lot more of the game in the first half, admittedly, but they missed some big, big chances. And on any other day, it could have been 4-4, you know. And that's quite worrying. We just took our foot off the gas. We thought the job was done, you know, and we tried seeing the game out, of course. But second half, I want to focus on the positives for sure. Like I said, the first half was fantastic. Getting the ball forward, being penetrating. Sancho played very, very well. I thought Kiernan Dewsbury-Hall had a fantastic game. He really seems to have found his level in the Conference League, because every time he plays in the Conference League, he plays fantastically well. And I think Noni Madukeke was very good. I think he was unlucky to not score that goal where, or still with a shot where the ball came over, looped over from Reece James. It's a point-blank save, really, and I don't think there was much he could do about it. You know, that second half, we started very well. Jackson gets that third goal, and it's a special goal for Jackson. And you know, yes, it's a tap-in, but it sums up what Nicolas Jackson does perfectly. He chases things down, he presses, he anticipates something's going to come his way. It does, and he gets a simple tap-in. You know, I think it's 3 goals in 3 games, which is great for his confidence going into the Liverpool game. The second goal he scored, unbelievable. Where has that been hiding? Can we see it more, please? Little ball roll, first time finish on the left peg, straight across the keeper into the top bins. Oh, absolute limbs. Unbelievable finish. We need to see more of that from Jackson. That was fantastic. But I feel very positive knowing that Jackson is going to be full of confidence going into the Liverpool game, because, look, I know that we all know that Chelsea need a number 9 this summer. That's our main focal point. That's what we're going to be focusing on. 100%. However, Jackson is good enough, and he proves it time and time again, to be a main part of this squad. And he will be fighting for that other striker for that number 9 spot. And we all know that if his finishing improves, he's got it locked. But I also feel like he could do a job on the left wing, but that's another conversation for another day. Tyreek George, I think he played okay, tried getting himself involved in the game, playing as a number 9. I felt like he wasn't as physical as what we needed, but he was trying to play off the shoulder from time to time. Very fluid between him and Noni Madukeke and Sancho in that front 3, essentially. Obviously, you had Enzo, fantastic. He got 2 assists again tonight. This guy's on fire this season. Unbelievable. We need to lock him down. We need to keep him. There's been some reports that Madrid are after him. You cannot have him. Enzo is ours, and I love that man. He's playing the best football he has played in a Chelsea shirt this season. And look, credit where it's due. That is down to Enzo Maresca's management of him. Fantastic game today. I feel like Achampong had a very good first half. Second half, he was caught out a few times. I think the whole back line was, to be fair. Reece James played okay. I'm still undecided on this whole Reece James in midfield. I totally understand the logic. I don't think he has the legs to be the right back that bombs up and down the right wing that we are so used to seeing. And I feel like he will adapt to this midfield role. And he didn't play horribly, but I think we're just waiting for it to click for Reece James to be Reece James again, but from midfield. And it's a bit confusing with the selection because you think that he would play against Liverpool on Sunday, but because he played tonight, he probably won't, or he might come on as a cameo appearance in the second half. But look, Enzo's trying to manage his minutes, and he played okay. Noni Madukeke for me was fantastic in that first half. Very direct, took his chances well. Looked very, very dangerous all the time that he was playing. He looked like he was having fun tonight. And it was so good to see that in the first half from this Chelsea team. That we were potent, we were direct, we weren't messing about. And if we were going sideways and backwards, it was for a reason. It wasn't just for the sake of keeping possession. So we're really starting to see this Maresca system tick in the right way and showcase that we can get forward very quickly. We can cut through teams. The line-breaking passes from defence today throughout the game were fantastic. It really took so many of Djurgarden's players out of the game that we were on the front foot, looking to attack, looking to score, create a chance to score from it. And that's super, super powerful in the system. And the more that we see that in the Premier League, the more we're going to start cutting teams open. Now, yes, you can always say there is a disparity between the clubs in the Conference League to the Premier League. Of course there are. But you still have to go out there and play the game, respect the opposition, and get the result. And that's exactly what Chelsea did today. Like I said, that second half, Jorgensen made some fantastic saves. I have nothing bad to say about the Djurgarden goal. It was very well worked. High press, caught us out cheaply in possession, worked the ball well out to the left-hand side. Great cross to the back stick. Free man, header down. Jorgensen couldn't do anything about it. Fair play. Fair play. They missed some golden opportunities in that second half because we fell asleep defensively. Now, yes, we still made some blocks. We still cut some passes out. Of course we did. But we conceded so many chances in that second half. It was quite worrying. It was concerning. I would say more than worrying. It was more concerning because if it was a better opposition, we would have conceded 2, 3, maybe 4 goals, and it would have been a completely different story going into the second leg at Stamford Bridge. But it's not. It's the positive if we have a 3-goal cushion. It's a shame that we didn't keep the clean sheet, but hey, we're Chelsea. We either keep a clean sheet or we don't. We don't really know what's going to happen, We don't keep the clean sheet, cool. It is what it is. 3-goal cushion going into the second leg. It should be job done. We also saw Reggie Walsh coming on at 16 years old and with his first touch having a strike from the edge of the box, which could have gone in, It was a good save from the keeper. But it's really good to see that these players are getting minutes in this competition. And I think that's probably one of the biggest positives from my perspective as a fan, is seeing all these academy players getting their run-outs and having breakthrough seasons. Obviously, it's the first time we've seen Walsh. He is only 16, but it's very good for him. Imagine it for him. He's like playing European football at 16 years old. It's wild. Tyreek George has been fantastic in this competition. He's now getting Premier League minutes because of it. Achampong, been fantastic throughout the campaign. He's now starting to get more Premier League minutes here and there. So I think it's a very, very good competition to showcase the talent that we have. And I like the fact that Nicolas Jackson's come on. He's bagged 2 goals. He's high on confidence going into the Liverpool game. Palmer, again, I think he gets an assist today, which is great. We want to see him on the score sheet, and I'm hoping he scores against Liverpool because that will really boost his confidence. It is a 6-pointer. It's a must-win. Liverpool already won the league. People are saying they're going to roll over and just give us the game. I don't think they will because it's Chelsea. They're not going to want to do that. They're going to want to beat us. But regardless, this is about the Djurgarden 1, Chelsea 4 match. What more is there else to say? It was a professional performance. Overall, I think, job done. Job done. We went out away in Sweden. Can be a very tough place to go. Not used to the pitch conditions. I know both teams play on it, but typically we don't play on plastic pitches. We've gone out there, put 4 goals past the Djurgarden side. Yes, we've conceded, but controlled for and contained them for large spells of the game. I feel very confident going into the second leg at Stamford Bridge. Like I said, as long as we don't do what we did at Legia Warsaw in the second leg and disrespect the opposition, feel like the game's already done, and we actually go out there and play with respect and get the job done, we'll be fine. 1 foot in the final, in my opinion. Looking at the results across the board, which is just a bonus, Brentford did us a favour, beating Forest. That's amazing for the league at this Sunday. Big game week this week. Betis, I think, are leading against Fiorentina. So it looks like Fiorentina... Well, I mean, it's still quite tight. Fiorentina did score, but it's still all to play for in the other semi-final leg in the second... Well, semi-final fixture in the second leg. But it looks like for Chelsea, with 1 foot in the final, and the destiny's in our hands. Destiny is in our hands. It was really strange to see a shirt sponsor on our kit tonight, which is just a bit of a side note. I had a lot of people who watched along making comments. Looks pretty clean. It's just weird to see because we've not had one for a few years. And it's a very strange story around the whole shirt sponsor for the last 6 or 7 games of the season and whatnot. However, we get the win. 3 points is 3 points. This isn't the league. I just made a mistake. We're going to keep it in anyway. We get the 3-goal lead is what I was meant to say. We go into the second leg. We now move to Sunday where we play Liverpool in a massive game. And what I will give Enzo Maresca credit for is the squad rotation for this game. Because at first, I was a bit like, okay. But when you think about it, even we've given players 45 minutes in the second half, we have a very powerful squad, a very strong 11 ready and raring to go, in form, confident, fit for Liverpool this Sunday, which is all we can ask for. Gone out there, got the job done, got the lead. Second leg done, basically. We just have to go out there, control the game, no silly mistakes, and we're into the final, which is amazing. A European Cup final. Regardless of what you think about the Conference League, it is a potential trophy that Chelsea can win. I've been backing it the whole season. I don't care this whole we should be winning, we expect to win it. We have to go out there and get the results. That's exactly what we did today. Very positive performance overall. Like I said, that spell in the second half where we were looking a bit concerning, but overall very happy with that. Very happy with that. Things are slowly starting to click in this Maresca system, and the players seem to be regaining their form again at the perfect time when we need them the most. So let's hope that we can get a big result this Sunday against Liverpool. I'll talk about it in the match preview, but up the Chelsea 3-point league. Let me know your thoughts and opinions on this game down below in the comment section. I love having a conversation with you guys. If you have watched all the way to the end, firstly, you're a real one. I really appreciate you. But secondly, there'll be a thumbnail on the screen. So if you are a Chelsea fan who enjoys Chelsea content, make sure you click that thumbnail because you'll enjoy that video too.